I'm one for arguing that, if you can blend instinct and data, that is a really powerful thing. And sometimes you don't forget to go with your instinct. Okay, in answer to that question, really there's a couple of things here. First of all, i- right now all the conversation is around AI and how that's going to impact in our world. And I think there are two very strong emotions. One emotion, which is fear, the tremendous amount of fear and doubt and uncertainty about AI. And then there's opportunity with AI. And what I try and do is talk about both those things and both those emotions. And the real thing that's quite important in this is that if you consider that AI will eventually make all businesses and services vanilla and capable of all doing the same things, then the point of difference is in fact going to be humans. And that is about the human algorithm. And the human algorithm, my stories are based on the things that happened pre and without technology in a world that wasn't full of data science and facts and figures. And it was a world that lived on instinct. And I think those instincts are going to become even more valuable as the sort of, data side of the thing becomes neutral. No, I don't think that's fair to say that we have become too reliant on data. It's fascinating. There's always a wow factor with data, right? And with AI, there's always that first experience where you go, oh, well, that's incredible. It can do this. It can do, my God. And people are talking to each other about, you can never guess what I did the other day. I myself have built a website the other day in an hour and a half. And I used to have a tech business that take at least 6 weeks to do that before. And it's like incredible, right? There's the sort of wow factor. And there was a lot of benefit in seeing, I built innovation labs. So when I first saw data-driven decisioning way back, it was incredible. And you thought, wow, if we could put that in the room with some instinct. And I just think I'm one for arguing that, if you can blend instinct and data, that is a really powerful thing. And sometimes you don't forget to go with your instinct. Well, it's funny actually, in the coaching sense, right? People often say, "Oh, have you got templates and structures and methodologies?" And I will say that that's perfect for management, but it's not perfect for leadership. Leadership isn't about templated. It's not a templated experience, right? Being a leader is about two common emotions, and I talk quite a lot about this. You're going to be lonely and you're going to be frustrated, and those two things are constant. And what I work on is taking those ingredients and making it a good experience, but accepting they are the ingredients. So my own experiences have been this. Though we never called it that, I started my career on Fleet Street. I was in Fleet Street, in the 80s, and some of that's covered in my book. And that was a world of instinct. There was no science, there was no data. And what we were doing was we were transitioning, though we didn't use that language, from print to digital. So that's the first major transition that I personally have lived through and developed products through and faced the fear of that. And I have stories to tell around how we actually, in despite what seemed an indefensible position, we actually grew and prospered. And to this day, some of those businesses are making good money. The second transition for me was the desktop to mobile revolution. And when people started to understand the internet and started to use the internet, and then mobile became so prevalent, and with that became social media. And so I've been through that kind of desktop to mobile revolution transition. And now I'm whilst I'm in the back nine of my career, I'm now living through and working in the next revolution, which is the AI revolution. So these are the three big transitions that I've worked my life through, and I make lots of observations at this point. And by virtue of the fact you are the age you are, I'm able to look back and reflect, and there are a lot of lessons that I didn't realize were in the moment that are useful going forward, and I try and bring those into the context of where we are today. I hope they take away that wherever they are in the messy middle of their careers, perhaps, that there are opportunities, there are things to look forward to, lean into, not be scared of, embrace new things, and have fun with it. And believe in your interactive and human skills will let you meet lots of interesting people, interact in lots of different ways, do lots of different types of business, and you'll just be enriched because you'll be literally nourishing your mind, but with a positive attitude. But not necessarily. I'm not one of these people who say, "Oh, you got to go and run 10 marathons to sort of find yourself." That those sort of people do worry me a bit sometimes. I think where are they going, right? Forrest Gump. Okay. But I do think it's leaning into a positive attitude about life, about the challenges. And if you read my book, it has all the failures and disasters and personal issues that somehow you can endure. And I am where I am. I am the age I am. I want to just give people that experience, and hopefully they'll feel uplifted. And the people that have read the book have said to me a couple of things. Said, one, it's made me rethink some of the things I'm doing, and two, I've laughed out loud. Right, that's great. So I hope they do that. Think about something that changes maybe give them a few tips and tricks, things to think about, or how to frame things, and I hope they laugh out loud.